Have you ever wondered how your digital assets find their way to you, or how they depart from your grasp, traversing the vast, invisible highways of the blockchain? It's a bit like sending a letter, but instead of a physical address and a postal service, you're dealing with a string of characters and a global, decentralized ledger. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of Gemini wallet addresses, how they function, what makes them secure, and why understanding them is crucial for anyone navigating the exciting, sometimes bewildering, landscape of cryptocurrency. Think about it. You want to buy some Bitcoin, or perhaps you've sold some Ethereum and are waiting for the funds. How does Gemini know where to send your precious crypto? It all boils down to that seemingly random string of letters and numbers you see when you initiate a deposit or withdrawal, your Gemini wallet address. But it's far more than just a simple identifier. It's a cryptographic marvel, a public key, and your personal portal to the blockchain. Before we unravel the intricacies of a Gemini wallet address, let's set the stage. Gemini is a cryptocurrency exchange and custodian. This means they facilitate the buying and selling of digital assets, and crucially, they hold a significant portion of their users' crypto in hot and cold storage. When you create an account on Gemini, they generate a set of addresses for you for various cryptocurrencies. These aren't necessarily your personal, non-custodial wallet addresses in the purest sense, where you hold the private keys, but rather addresses within Gemini's system that are linked to your account. This distinction is vital and one we'll explore further. At its core, a Gemini wallet address, like any cryptocurrency address, is a public key derived from a private key. This is fundamental to understanding blockchain security. Imagine a digital lockbox. Your private key is the unique key that opens that lockbox, giving you control over the assets inside. The public key, or your wallet address, is like the address of that lockbox. Anyone can see it and send assets to it, but only someone with the corresponding private key can access the contents. When you want to deposit crypto into your Gemini account, they provide you with a specific address for that particular cryptocurrency. For example, if you're depositing Bitcoin, you'll be given a Bitcoin address. If it's Ethereum, an Ethereum address. These addresses are unique to you within the Gemini ecosystem for that specific asset. When you send crypto to this address, it's recorded on the respective blockchain. The blockchain acts as a massive, distributed, and immutable ledger, publicly verifying and recording every transaction. Once the transaction is confirmed on the blockchain, Gemini systems recognize that the crypto has arrived at an address associated with your account and credits your balance accordingly. Now, here's where the nuance of a custodial exchange like Gemini comes in. While you have unique deposit addresses, Gemini often pools user funds. This means that the crypto you send to your Gemini deposit address might not sit in a segregated wallet solely accessible by you. Instead, it might be part of a larger wallet controlled by Gemini, with your account balance reflecting your proportional ownership. This is a common practice among exchanges for operational efficiency and security purposes. However, when you initiate a withdrawal, Gemini will then send the requested amount from their pooled funds, or a designated hot wallet, to your specified external wallet address. Let's delve deeper into the anatomy of these addresses. Most Bitcoin addresses typically start with 1, 3, or BC1. Ethereum addresses usually begin with 0x. These prefixes aren't arbitrary, they often indicate the address type and the underlying cryptographic algorithm used. The addresses themselves are long strings of alphanumeric characters, seemingly random but generated through complex cryptographic processes. The length and complexity are crucial for security, making it computationally infeasible to guess a valid address or its corresponding private key. The generation of these addresses involves one-way cryptographic functions. This means it's easy to go from a private key to a public key, and thus an address, but practically impossible to reverse the process, to derive a private key from a public key. This asymmetry is the bedrock of blockchain security. If someone were to gain access to your Gemini account, they could potentially see your deposit addresses, but they wouldn't be able to generate your private keys directly from those addresses. Gemini, as the custodian, holds the private keys for the funds within their system. So, how does Gemini manage all these addresses and ensure your funds are safe? They employ a multi-layered security architecture. This includes robust cold storage solutions, where private keys are kept offline, air-gapped from the internet, significantly reducing the risk of cyber attacks. For hot wallets, which hold a smaller portion of funds for immediate withdrawals, Gemini utilizes multi-signature technology, requiring multiple private keys to authorize a transaction, further enhancing security. When you deposit crypto, your funds are eventually moved from the unique deposit address to these secure hot or cold storage solutions. The process of generating and managing these addresses is automated and sophisticated. When you sign up for Gemini, their systems generate a master key for your account, from which numerous public and private key pairs for various cryptocurrencies can be deterministically derived. This deterministic key generation allows Gemini to efficiently manage a vast number of addresses for its users without storing each individual private key separately. It's also important to understand the concept of change addresses. When you send crypto from an unspent transaction output, UTXO-based blockchain like Bitcoin, any change from the transaction is sent to a new, unique change address. This is a privacy-enhancing feature that makes it harder to trace your entire transaction history. While not directly visible to you as a Gemini user in the same way your primary deposit address is, it's an underlying mechanism that contributes to the overall functioning of cryptocurrency transactions. What about different types of addresses? You might encounter terms like P2PKH, pay-to-public key hash, or SegWit, segregated witness, addresses for Bitcoin. SegWit addresses, often starting with BC1, are more efficient and can lead to lower transaction fees. Gemini supports various address types, and when you're depositing, they'll provide you with the appropriate address for the asset you're sending. It's crucial to always ensure you're sending crypto to the correct address type for that specific blockchain. Sending Bitcoin to an Ethereum address, for instance, would almost certainly result in the permanent loss of your funds. This brings us to a crucial point: always double-check your wallet address. A single misplaced character can send your funds into the void, irrecoverable. The blockchain is unforgiving. Once a transaction is confirmed, it's irreversible. Gemini, or any exchange, cannot recover funds sent to an incorrect address. This is why many platforms, including Gemini, emphasize the importance of verifying addresses, sometimes even encouraging users to send a small test transaction first for large amounts. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time.